Isn't it crazy how we're all told the same story? Let's be real for a second. Most of us grew up hearing the same advice. Work hard, pay your bills, maybe save a little if you can, and if you're lucky, you'll retire at 65. That's it. That's the plan. But honestly, is that really what we're aiming for? To wait until we're old and gray to finally start enjoying life? To take that dream trip to Greece, or lounge around on a yacht, or just have the freedom to do whatever we want on a random Tuesday because we feel like it? That doesn't sound like a dream. That sounds like a delay. And look, the fact that you're watching this tells me one thing. You're not okay with that plan either. You want more. And not in a greedy, flashy way. You just want real freedom. Freedom from stressing over gas prices. Freedom from saying no to extra guac because you're counting pennies. Freedom from waiting for those payday sales just to grab something decent. You want a life where you don't have to flinch every time you check your bank account. A life where money works for you, not the other way around. That's what this video is about. It's not about building some vault full of gold or becoming a secret billionaire hiding in a bunker. It's about breaking free from just getting by and stepping into a life where you are financially unshakable, where your income doesn't depend on trading hours for dollars, where your wealth grows quietly in the background while you sleep, work, or travel. A life where you're not tied to a paycheck. A life where you call the shots. So let's not waste time. Let's skip the fluff. No complicated jargon. No unrealistic promises. Just real, honest strategies that actually work. If you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving, then stay with me. This might just be the most important conversation you'll ever have about money. Number 1. Stop playing defense. The budget trap. All right, let's talk about something a lot of people misunderstand: budgeting. Yes, budgeting is important. It helps you track your expenses, avoid debt, and stay in control of your money. So if you're doing that, good job, seriously. But here's where people get stuck. They treat budgeting like it's the only way to build wealth. And that's a huge mistake. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a boxing match. Budgeting is like blocking punches. It protects you. It keeps you from getting hit too hard. But guess what? You can't win a fight by only blocking. You win by throwing punches, by taking action, being bold, and going on the offensive. And that's exactly how wealth works. Let me give you a real example. I have a buddy named Mike. This guy was obsessed with saving money. He cut coupons every week, never bought anything full price, skipped vacations, avoided restaurants, wore the same old clothes, all in the name of being smart with money. And sure, he never went broke, but he also never got ahead. Years went by, and Mike was still in the same place financially. Why? Because he was only playing defense. See, saving money is great, but you can't save your way to wealth. At some point, you have to focus on growing your money. That means investing. That means creating new income streams. That means learning new skills that help you earn more. That's offense. That's how you start moving toward financial freedom. So don't just focus on avoiding problems like debt or overspending. Start thinking about creating opportunities. That's where real wealth is built. Number 2, multiply your income. Don't just work, build. Say it with me. Trading time for money is a trap. Let that sink in for a second. Most of us are taught to go to school, get a job, work hard, and trade our time for a paycheck. But here's the problem. We all have only 24 hours in a day, no matter how smart, talented, or driven we are. So if your income depends only on the hours you work, you've already hit a limit. You can't work 100 hours a day. It's impossible. That's why you need multiple income streams. Think of it like planting seeds. You wouldn't plant just one seed and expect an entire forest to grow, right? The same goes for money. You have to plant many seeds, different ways for money to come in. Maybe that means starting a side hustle, something simple like freelancing, selling digital products, or even flipping items online. Maybe it's investing, putting your money in stocks, real estate, or something that grows over time. Or maybe it's turning a hobby into cash, like teaching music lessons, writing an ebook, or designing stuff online. The goal is this. Instead of you working for money all the time, your money starts working for you. And when that happens, your bank account doesn't just survive between paychecks. It starts to grow, to multiply, and eventually, it thrives. That's the game. And once you get it, you'll never look at money the same way again. Number 3, buy assets, not just stuff. Here's a hard truth most people don't want to hear. Looking rich isn't the same as being rich. A flashy car, designer shoes, the latest phone. Sure, they look impressive. But here's the thing. If they're not making you money, they're just expensive distractions. Wealthy people don't spend their money to show off. They spend it to grow more money. Let's break it down. A car? Not an asset, unless it's putting cash in your pocket. If you're using it for Uber, Turo, deliveries, cool, now it's making income. But if you just bought it to look good and now you're stuck with payments, that's not wealth. That's a liability. And saving money in the bank. It's smart, but it's not the whole game. Because of inflation, prices slowly going up over time. The money you save today will actually be worth less in the future if it just sits there. So what's the real move? Investing. That's how people build real, lasting wealth. We're talking about things that grow in value and pay you over time, like stocks, real estate, index funds, retirement accounts. These are the tools that the rich use to stay rich, and that anyone can start learning about. The goal is to stop thinking only about what looks good now, and start focusing on what will pay you back later, and for the long run. That's how you stop surviving and start building wealth that actually lasts. Number 4. Escape the paycheck cycle. Let's be real for a second. You can only save so much. Yeah, you can cancel a few subscriptions, skip that fancy latte, maybe reuse a paper towel here and there. But come on, there's a limit. You can't coupon your way to financial freedom. The real game changer? You need to make more money. Because while saving is important, growing your income is what actually moves the needle. It's what gives you breathing room, options, freedom. So how do you do that? Here's a few solid ways to start. Negotiate your salary. Most people never even try, and that's leaving money on the table. Stack your skills. Become really good at a combination of things. Not just one, like being good at design and copywriting or sales and data analysis. That kind of mix makes you way more valuable. Start a side hustle. Freelance, consult, sell a product, teach something. Use your evenings and weekends to build something of your own. Build passive income. Think rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, digital products that sell while you sleep. Want an example? My buddy Alex worked in marketing. Smart guy. He started consulting on the side, helping small businesses with their online ads. In just 8 months, he was making twice what he made at his full-time job. No magic, just smart moves. So if your current paycheck isn't cutting it, don't settle. Don't stay stuck. Find a new lane. Build something better. You've got more options than you think. Number 5. Upgrade your circle. Who you hang with matters. You've probably heard this one before. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Yeah, it might sound a little cheesy at first, but there's a reason it gets repeated so much. It's true. If your friends roll their eyes every time you talk about building wealth, starting a business, or investing in your future, and they think investing just means buying the latest iPhone or a big screen TV, guess what? You're going to absorb that mindset whether you like it or not. Look, you don't have to cut people off completely, but you do need to start expanding your circle. Spend more time with people who talk about ideas, not just gossip. People who are building businesses, learning new skills, taking action. Join a mastermind group. Find a mentor. Hang out in the right corners of the internet, LinkedIn, Twitter, even YouTube channels like this. Put yourself in rooms, virtual or real, where ambition is normal and growth is the standard. Because here's the truth. Your network shapes your mindset, and your mindset shapes your future. So if you want to level up your life, start by leveling up your circle. Your network really is your net worth. Number 6. Use other people's money. The smart way. Let's talk about one of the biggest secrets the wealthy use to grow fast. OPM. That stands for other people's money. Sounds intense, right? But it's actually one of the smartest ways to build wealth, if you know how to use it right. Think about it. Mortgages, business loans, investors, even crowdfunding. These aren't traps. They're tools. And when you use them wisely, they can launch you forward way faster than just relying on your own savings. Take my friend Emma, for example. She wanted to get into real estate. She didn't wait until she saved every single dollar herself. Instead, she used business credit and brought on a couple of small investors to help fund her first rental property. That one property, it did well. So she rolled the profits and repeated the process. 1 turned into 5. Then she used the income from those to start a business. And now, She's got full-blown financial freedom because she knew how to leverage smart money moves. Here's the key. Using other people's money doesn't mean being reckless. It means being strategic. It means doing the research, knowing the risk, and treating borrowed money with respect. Wealthy people don't just work harder, they use leverage. And when you do it ethically and wisely, it can completely change the game. Number 7. Compound interest. The real-life cheat code. Albert Einstein once said compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and honestly, he wasn't kidding. Think of it like this. It's a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it looks small, barely moving. But as it keeps going, it picks up more snow, gets bigger, and moves faster. That's exactly what happens when you invest early and stay consistent. Let me give you a real-world example. There's this guy Ben, not a genius investor, not some tech founder, just a regular dude who started investing in his 20s. Nothing flashy. He just put a little money into index funds every month and didn't touch it. No jumping in and out of the market. No chasing crypto spikes. Fast forward a few decades, and Ben's a millionaire. Not because he hit the lottery, but because time and consistency did the heavy lifting. That's the magic of compound interest. It's money making money, and then that money makes more money. So yeah, the earlier you start, the more powerful it gets. And even if you're starting a little later, the best time to begin was yesterday. The next best time is right now. Compound interest isn't hype. It's the most boring, reliable way to build real wealth. And the best part? It works while you sleep. Number 8. Chase passive income like your life depends on it. If you're trading hours for dollars forever, you'll always be stuck on the hamster wheel. Think about it. You work, you get paid. You stop working, the money stops too. That's not freedom. That's a trap. What you really need is passive income. That's money that flows in whether you're working, sleeping, or sipping coffee on a beach somewhere. Take Natalie, for example. She started by turning what she knew into digital products, like online courses and memberships. Nothing crazy. But over time, those small products started selling every day. Now, she doesn't wake up to an alarm clock. She wakes up to sale notifications. That's the power of passive income. You don't have to go big from day one. You just have to start. Build something once, and let it pay you over and over again. Because that's not just money, that's freedom. Number 9. Master your taxes. Play the game like the wealthy. You can't run from taxes, but you can learn to play the game smarter. The wealthy? They're not magicians. They just understand the system better than most. They don't cheat. They just use the rules to their advantage. Here's how you can do the same. Use tax-advantaged accounts like 401(k), S, IRAs, and HSAs. These let your money grow while paying less to the government. Track your business expenses, every coffee shop meeting, every software subscription, every mile you drive. Own real estate. That comes with a ton of tax benefits too. And seriously, get yourself a good accountant. Not the cheapest one you can find, the smartest one. Because a great accountant doesn't cost money, they save you money. There's this couple I know, they rented out a spare room in their house. Not only did it bring in extra cash, but it also let them legally deduct part of their household expenses. That's the kind of smart, legal tax strategy anyone can use. You don't need to be rich to start, but learning how taxes really work, that's how you get there. Number 10. Build legacy wealth. Make it last beyond you. Being rich? Yeah, that's cool. You get the car, the trips, the freedom. But building a legacy? That's a whole different level. That's how you make your success count for something bigger than just you. Think long-term. Invest not just for your own future, but for your kids and their kids too. Open accounts in their name. Set up trust funds. Create systems that don't just give them money, but teach them how to grow it. And don't just hand them cash. Hand them knowledge. Teach them how money works, how to invest, how to build, not just spend. That's how you turn wealth into a foundation, not a fluke. So your family isn't starting from scratch every generation. They're building on top of what you started. That's legacy, and that's real wealth. Number 11. Invest in yourself. It's the best investment you'll ever make. You've heard the saying, the more you learn, the more you earn. And it's not just a nice quote, it's real. The most successful people out there, they never stop learning. Warren Buffett reads for hours every single day. Bill Gates takes entire, think weeks, just to read, reflect, and absorb new ideas. That's not by accident. It's a pattern. It's how they stay sharp, spot opportunities, and make smart moves. When I started reading finance and business books consistently, things started to shift. I saw options I didn't even know existed. My confidence grew. I understood money in a different way. Suddenly, I wasn't just working harder, I was working smarter. Your brain is the most powerful tool you've got when it comes to building wealth. So invest in it. Read. Take courses. Learn from others. Stay curious. Because the more you grow your mind, the more you grow your money. Becoming financially untouchable isn't about winning the lottery or waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making smart, intentional moves consistently. It's about choosing to think long-term when everyone else is chasing short-term highs. It's about building, not just surviving. And most of all, it's about believing that you are capable of more. You don't need to have a fancy degree or come from money. You just need a clear mindset, a hunger to learn, and the guts to take action even when it's uncomfortable. Most people won't. Most people will scroll past, make excuses, and keep living paycheck to paycheck. But not you. You're still here. That means something. It means you want more, and you're ready to go get it. So here's the move. There's one powerful thing that 95% of people ignore when it comes to building wealth, and it's a total game changer. We made a whole video breaking it down, step by step, in a way anyone can follow. Click it now. Let's stop just dreaming about financial freedom and start building it. I'll see you there.